In this video, we break down why Anna Kepner's aunt said she fought for her life, a Reddit post exposing the Kepner family's dysfunction, why the Kepner family went on the cruise together, why they put Anna and her stepbrother together into one cabin, who arranged the shared cabin with so much tension between the two, who paid for the cruise, what Anna's father admitted to the FBI about the sleeping arrangements on the cabin, and new family revelations that suggest the stepbrother's behavior had already raised red flags long before the ship ever left port. Watch to the end. Anna's aunt said she fought for her life. The cabin evidence and the testimony from family members point to one heartbreaking truth. Anna didn't go quietly. Investigators found early signs that the cabin had been cleaned, raising concerns that Anna's stepbrother tried to hide what really happened. Items were put back neatly, and the room didn't match what witnesses reported hearing. Most painfully, a struggle was heard from inside the cabin, yelling, movement, and objects being thrown or knocked around. Scratches on her hands or arms could suggest Anna tried to block or resist him. This Reddit post say, "Yeah, I have a feeling the dysfunction ran deep in the family. I suspect that it was an environment where the children were raised to believe very atypical and disturbing behaviors were normal. Anna herself also had a much younger ex-boyfriend, which I don't mention in any way to shame her, but more to signal that she was raised in an environment with a warped sense of normal behavior. So Anna was in a dire situation, failed by the adults around her, probably didn't even realize the full extent of the danger she was in, because she was probably gaslit into thinking all of it was within the realm of normal." According to an article by Report Ultra, Anna's stepbrother's obsession showed itself long before the cruise. Sources say he tried to control small parts of her world, deleting messages from her phone, brushing up against her in ways that never felt accidental, and even showing up at her cheer practices and her church youth group. Anna was so unsettled that she told her father, in a conversation before the trip, that he made her skin crawl. Check out that video. A farewell cruise, meant to unite the Kepner family before Anna left for the Navy. But the trip began with a weight she couldn't shake because Anna's father had brushed aside her fears about her stepbrother. The trip was described by the family as a blended family vacation, a way for 3 generations to travel together. The trip was arranged by her father, stepmother, and grandparents. According to her grandfather, the cruise wasn't just about a trip. It was a chance to spend time together. After Anna's father remarried, the family said they wanted to treat the newly blended family as a single unity. It's all family. We gained 2 new grandchildren. The grandparents said this could have become a new tradition, implying the vacation was planned as a bonding experience across the generational split. So, the cruise was meant as a fun shared family getaway, despite earlier warnings about the stepbrother's behavior. Anna's dad, Christopher Kepner, in an FBI debrief, admitted, "We made them share a room because we wanted to save money. Thought it would bring them closer. He saved money, but at the expense of his daughter's life." This decision has come under scrutiny as investigators continue piecing together the events of that night. Comment below. Do you think this was negligence or poor planning? Don't forget to like and subscribe.
So let's talk about that. Tell us more about security protocols aboard these big cruise ships, because as we were just talking in the break, it's like a big moving city.
Right. Thanks for having me, Laura. Yeah, so, anybody who's been on a cruise, these mega cruise ships, there's 4,000 passengers, 1,500 crew members, 1,000 cameras. So actually security is pretty robust when you think about it compared to other places. If you can compare it to 9/11, where that was one of the biggest crime scenes in our nation's history, where things were spread out, evidence was spread out for blocks and miles. So the cruise ship, you're monitored every step you make. You have a card. They know every time that stateroom door opens. They have it every time you make a purchase. You go to the bar, the casino, the gift shop. Again, 1,000 cameras inside, outside, high definition. This is going to be an easy case to resolve. It's actually an abundance of evidence because they have to go through passenger cell phones. How many selfies do you take? The cruise ship has their own photographers going around.
Right.
So there's going to be an abundance of evidence, but the challenge is really narrowing it down to make an arrest of this 16-year-old who's the suspect.
And of course, there are no cameras inside these rooms, right? Inside the cabin rooms. And that's where apparently everything took place. But as you mentioned, the cameras in the hallway. So we're going to see eventually, or investigators have, I'm sure, seen, who was going in and up and down that hallway. And in terms of Anna Kepner's 16-year-old stepbrother, now a suspect in her homicide, according to his parents, who have been fighting.
Where was security when Anna was screaming and fighting for her life? Why didn't anyone step in or call for help? According to this article, Anna's dad, in an FBI debrief, admitted, "We made them share a cabin because we wanted to save money. Thought it would bring them closer." He saved money, but at the expense of his daughter's life.
And uncle seem to be the only ones super concerned with the arrest of the stepbrother. The dad spoke to media yesterday, but he hasn't said that, there needs to be an arrest. Why aren't you arresting him? He's not that emphatic about it, which I'm very confused about. But today is November 28th, 2025, and we already know that Anna has been cremated. We already know the cause of her unaliving. We already know it's been ruled a homicide. We already know that the stepbrother was the only one in the room with her when this happened. So why hasn't he been arrested? When is he going to be arrested? And why is her father not that, emphatic about wanting him arrested? I understand it's his stepson, but that's his daughter. She's not here anymore. She's 18, had a very promising life ahead of her. And this guy's stepson is the main suspect. So I'm not sure when his arrest is going to be, but it should be soon.
The evidence makes it painfully clear that Anna fought with everything she had in that room. She was never given the protection she begged for. And in the end, her final moments were shaped by the same fear she tried to warn others about long before the cruise even began.